There's always excitement going on in the stock market. We need to look and see where it's at. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. And do mice make their clothes out of cheesecloth? All right, we're going to get right into the charts here. SPY, QQQ. I'm going to take a look at the strength of the US dollar to talk a little bit about how the markets are receiving that. And then also some updates on Enphase, Tesla, Nvidia, and then one bonus stock if you stick around till the end on that one. So the very first thing, SPY, check it out. Thursday, not a great day for us. Friday, about a middle sort of day. If this were at the bottom, this would be a bullish Harambe candle setup right here, a candle pattern that we would have that could tell us of some bullishness coming off of that. Being as though we're near the peak, it wouldn't necessarily be the best setup that we have. Although I think we're still in good shape right now. We do want to break over this trend line that we have up here that's limiting us for resistance at the top. We do have this support down here at the bottom that is that previous high that we saw back there. We got to retest that back on Thursday. Moving over into QQQ in the pre-market hours, up at 459. I think that we did actually see at one point in time, I think we were closer to that 460 number. In those pre-market hours, we'll see how this shapes up for us. I think that there is a good possibility that we get that new all-time high put in. Check out DXY for the strength of the US dollar. As this comes down, the market should continue to rally. We are right at the 200-day for that, right at the bottom of this trend line. Now, it is possible that we find support here and that we shoot back up and that the stocks suffer as a result of that, or at least that there would be some downward pressure on the markets if we see strength in the US dollar. If we break down below this, we could see a very significant rally coming up for the stocks. The momentum indicator that we have right now is currently bearish, so we'll see this is a retest of the 200-day. Has a little bit of a head and shoulders look as we're looking at it right now, so you could think about that also as a bit of a neckline that we have. Maybe today, maybe this week is that week that we actually push down below this trend line, break back down below that 200-day and see another significant rally in the markets. That would be something very positive for a company like Enphase. Solar has been taking off, especially First Solar. Enphase is the one I've been tracking though, the one that I've been dollar cost averaging into. And you can see we've tested out the top of this ball in Japan twice. We finally solidly closed up on good volume up above the 200-day, the 50-day, you name it. And I'm going to really stretch this thing out so we can see the moving averages. There we go. And I'll also put down some of the EMAs that we have. We'll also take down the Bollinger Band. There we go. They're in blue and yellow. Blue is the 50-day. Yellow is the 200-day. I think we're going to come in on that golden cross anytime now. And what I have here are two different prices that I think we could reach following that golden cross. I think 138 and even up to 150. I think there's significant appreciation if the rally in solar can continue, if the markets hold out their strength. This is something we'd absolutely see coming from Enphase. Moving over to Tesla, I brought up Tesla's weekly chart. I think this is the most important chart you need to be watching right now for Tesla. You can see we have a lot of indecision, a lot of fight over the bulls and the bears. We have the 5-period, the 5-week, and the 13-week EMAs about to cross. We have the RSI about to cross up above 50. We're not quite there though yet. So we need to be watchful for this for Tesla. June 1st is kind of an important day for us because I think that we find out some delivery news out of China for Tesla, and then Tesla quarterly deliveries are on July the 2nd, where we absolutely hear delivery news coming out, and those could be significant catalysts for us to either side. We could surprise to the upside, or we could find out the bottom already happened during the last deliveries. We're going to have to watch and see what's coming up for Tesla stock, but deliveries I think is absolutely that next big catalyst that we have for Tesla, and we can push us up into bullish territory, have us retesting 200 or up 10% above, up to maybe even a 220, or are we going to come back down and retest support down here that we start to see the mid 100s come out again? That weekly chart is going to be very telling for us. Deliveries are going to be that catalyst. Moving over to Nvidia. Nvidia is one that I will say that on, I think it was Thursday, had a power outage. And then on Friday, my video glitched. I was able to talk with my stock group over there, really push it out about that. However, I was unable to get out to YouTube on either one of those days. And it didn't align well for me. I had my stock price prediction of $1,000 at or just after earnings. And man, we hit it. We nailed it. Awesome. Excellent. In the pre-market hours, we're about 10% above that. Would you know that I think that we still have another from about here, going from we'll call it just $1,000, about another 15% up from where it's at right now. So another $150 to the upside from where we're at right now, which especially post-split, seeing that 25%, possibly even up to 150. Those are my next two predictions that I have. Not necessarily that those are the prices that will hit in a straight up sort of sense. There could be some correction. There could be some profit taking, especially as we anticipate that stock split, and especially as that happens. What we're really looking for is Nvidia to come back to being, from what I said when it was a 3-digit stock, is that this deserved to be a 4-digit stock. And so if we actually, after the split, do the 10-to-1 split, now it's a solidly, in people's minds, a 3-digit stock. Should we see it back in the 2-digit territory over the next 12 months, I think that sets up for a significant buying opportunity. I think there's even significant outperformance that we can see here at Nvidia price. So that's what I think we should be watching for Nvidia. I think we should be watching for those opportunities. I think there will be a sell the news sort of event as we near, I believe June 10th is the date for that 10-to-1 stock split that we get. And we could see some selling going into that or coming out of that. And that from that sell pressure that we get, probably scare a few people off, shake a few people out. I think that we can find opportunities to buy back in. I don't tell you what to buy and sell, but I do tell you what I'm thinking about, how I'd be handling things. And I can tell you at least, here are some considerations out there. Here are some options that you would have. Speaking of options, I told you about a bonus stock. Here, DraftKings made about 60% last week from Wednesday to Thursday, I believe it was, dropping down below this trend line and riding it down to what we actually have is a head and shoulders play. So riding that down to the neckline, cash that out, 60% profit. And then I went full on cowboy and took an opportunity the next day. I think it was either Thursday or Friday. I bought into another put option on DraftKings. And so for this one, super aggressive, super high risk, super low capital as a result of those things, because this could either be a 5x play or it could be a 0x play that it would, in other words, cost me everything that I put in on it. That's why I didn't put a lot on it in the first place. It does look in the pre-market hours here that we could possibly solidly be into 2 to 3x territory. We're going to have to see when the market opens, what exactly happens with it. My idea here was to ride it down to 37 prior to expiration on this Friday. It was a 39.50 put. So we'll see with what we have with this drop on DraftKings coming off of this head and shoulders play that we actually didn't get confirmation on last week. However, we slipped that confirmation and now we're already dropping down here. So you would have had to been in this ahead of time, and through tracking this stock, through tracking this play, also putting it out to my community members, and also have a channel in the Stock Mode Discord. I put it out to his community members as well. That I made this play and talked about for people looking for those super aggressive and high risk plays. This is one that could really pay off, and it looks like today might be that day that we get that payoff, thanks to some news coming out about DraftKings in Illinois actually increasing from 20% to 40% their tax rate on some of the revenue that they would make from gambling within the state of Illinois. So that is something that could negatively impact the stock because it impacts the bottom line, the profitability for DraftKings, even if it is in some smaller way, because it'd only be one state. There could most definitely be other states that follow with those increased tax rates on gambling, whether it's digital or whether it's brick and mortar within their state. So, guys, that's what I have to share with you. That's my commentary. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments. I'd absolutely love to hear from you. If you want to see my buys and sells, see how I'm playing this market, if you want to learn, and also if you want to learn to do technical analysis trading like I do to up your trading game, there's 2 links down in the description, one for the Patreon. And so you click that, sign up, head on over to my Discord. That's where I post my buys and sells. The other one is the link to the trading course. Go ahead and click on that, sign up, and get access to just hours upon hours of different videos in small, little, tiny, easy digestible chunks, along with other resources such as PDFs that describe to you all about bearish and bullish and strategy, including the stock mode bread recipe that's out there as well. So guys, as always, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning, and we'll see you in the next video.